Welcome, welcome, welcome to Players Only, Pan out of Carte special. My name is Noel La Pierre. In house today, we have a brethren from Toronto. Oh my, by the name of Edwin. Introduce yourself, my brother.
Yes, well, my name is Edwin John. I'm a member of the Pan Fantasy Steel Band of Toronto.
Member of the Pan Fantasy. Is that the defending champion?
I would like to say that, yes.
All right, well, you know, they have Pan Life Friday. So, they better come good, you know. Because, you know, Afro Pan on the road.
Well, we always try to come good. You know that.
I ain't hear the price. I ain't hear where the prices for this Pan Life Friday. What is going on with Friday? Tell me about Friday. What's going on with the Pan Life? With the whole thing.
Well, I mean, as what's happening all over right now, you know, everything on lockdown. There's no competition. There's no caravana. There's no nothing. You know, so everything's kind of on hold probably until next year. You know,
right? So
everybody just kind of had to cool themselves and do some different things. You know, like it give us a chance to look at different things and do some different projects. You know.
All right. So on this project, who is representing the fantasy? Lionel Lewis.
We have lots of people that represent fantasy. Fantasy have lots of representatives.
Nice. Give thanks. All right. So let me switch the topic back to you now. Tell us about you. How we start, how we get involved in this thing and ting. What do you run away? You get punishment, go in the panyard. What do you do?
Well, I mean, growing up in Trinidad, I grew up in Laventille, in Trinidad.
Okay.
The band I grew up with in Trinidad was Forsyth Highlanders, right at the corner of Erica Street and St. Joseph Road, right there. You know, Bertie Marshall used to tune right on the corner there. Who's the other guy that set up and tune?
So you was a good one.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I grew up there again. Like I said, you know, growing up home, you know, my grandmother, she no pan, no, we can't play no pan. I used to push pan, right? But I didn't play no pan. I left Trinidad at an early age. I came to Canada. And I came to Canada. A friend of mine, one day he said to me, "Let you go play some pan," right? And we went up the road. As you know, 44 St. George. That's the legendary place in Canada here. What the band that was there was TASB, Trinidad Average Steel Band, led by your dad, Noel La Pierre Senior. Me and him, we joined the band, and that's so that band eventually became Afropan.
Right.
And again, when I went, I was one of the youngest members of the band. They used to call me the baby of the band. You know, it's ironic, but the same guy that brought me to the band where it is, he ended up not making it or not playing where it is and fall off where it is, and I end up staying with it. And from then until now, here I am today. You know.
Wow. So Edwin, so your partner was who encouraged you? He encouraged you, right? He encouraged you. He was your
encouraged me. He encouraged me to come play band. We were young, we were youths in Toronto. You know, I'm talking about this is 1975, 76. You know. Summertime, we probably just be doing different things. So that's that particular summer. We said, like, you want to do something different. He said, well, you know, here was this pan side of the road. Again, which was CSB, Trinidad Average Steel Band, now Afropan. And again, we went up there for the summer. I played where it is. Normally back then it was just a summer thing. And I stayed right on to summer, winter, whatever it is. Right through until now, you know. Until then, a lot of different things happened.
It's because of Erica Street.
Erica Street, yes, Erica Street.
Nice. So when you started there in Afropan, you never play no pan before that. You just push pan.
Me, I touch. You understand? All of them are gonna say can't play no pan. I'll go to only pan and touch up a little thing, whatever it is. But I never really played. I was normally the push. I was like maybe 12, 13 then, back then. You know what I
mean? Wait. So back then, when they're taking a little touch in the yard, you're peeping to see if
exactly. Exactly.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you're familiar with the area in Trinidad, up on Erica Street up there, you know.
Yeah, I know the pioneer.
Yeah.
I know the pioneer itself. I went there once as a little boy. Earl, my father carried me there once. He took me once, right before he migrated. So I had the experience going there. So when I joined the band, you learn to play band, you learn the repertoire. What was your big achievement there? Because the band as TASB or even as Afropan in the early days, they did recordings and different things. So
yeah, well, I mean, I guess that was in 1976, where we were CSB, and you probably heard this story told before, where one time we played somewhere, and this guy from France, he heard the band, and he liked the band. He wanted us to do a recording, right? So either we I guess negotiations went on to do the recording and stuff like that, and after the recording was done, he was kind of leery about the name Trinidad Average Tea Band, because he figured when people hear the word average, they may associate it with the band is just an average band, whatever it is. So we kind of search for a name to change the name of the band, right? So back then, again, you're looking at the 70s, everybody had an afro, you know. Hence the name Afropan came about. You know, that a girl named Deborah Gaskin, you know, she said be searching for name, you know. And she says, well, wait, all only have Afro. Why ain't called the band Afropan? And that's how the name Afropan. That's how the name Afropan came about.
Well, that's history for me, eh?
Right?
All right. So you spent some time there. So when you left, you went on and formed Fantasy. Is that what you say?
Yeah, I was in Afropan for maybe about 11 years. 11 years. Yeah. Like there was a core of us, like again, myself, Sintel, Greg, Wendy, Spy. I got a lot of us, a lot of youths that was in the band. And in 1986, again, we wanted to form our own band, right? Out of the Jane and Finch area. Jane and Finch was a very kind of a troubled area for youths and stuff like that. So we wanted to start something where youths could find somewhere to gravitate to during the summertime. You know, so hence we formed Pan Fantasy. Right, and Pan Fantasy was based out of Jane and Finch area, in the school up there. That's how happened. That's what happened in 1976, where we went on Reform Fantasy, and 34 years later, we're still up in the same area, working on doing the same thing that we do, trying to get kids off of the street, bringing them into the summertime. Sometime during the year, have them doing stuff in Pan. You know, a lot of kids. We have like hundreds and hundreds of kids that came through our program over the year from 1987 until now, the past 34 years. You know.
Wow. So in the whole thing, you has been like what, the administration guy? What do you have been in the band?
Well, I mean, with me, I've worn a lot of hats in the band, right? But my main thing is a lot of it is logistics and finance for the band, right? That's my main thing. Like I do, you know, as with any organization that you have, everybody has to know what their role is. Right? It's just like any kind of business model, whatever it is, right? Once everybody understands the role that they play within the band, you have the model for successful business. The only thing what you have left is pretty much to put in the work and the effort, you know what I mean? For it to be successful, right? But not everybody can be out front. Right? Everybody can't be out front. You have to have people on the back making things happen. Me, as you know, and most of you guys know me, I'm always like a guy in the back that like to make things happen from behind the scenes.
All right. Yeah, you have all that experience behind you, so I guess you understand how to make it happen, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I gotta say one thing. My experience in steel band and to making stuff happen and to make sure a band run properly, I have to give your dad props for that, right? Because I learned a lot from him.
Oh, okay.
During my years in Afropan, whatever it is, I looked at him and he was like a mentor to me in Afropan, whatever it is, right? And a lot of what I learned from him. You know what I mean? Getting and how to run a band and get a band ready and stuff like that. A lot of us in Pan Fantasy, we learned from Noel La Pierre Senior.
Okay, all right, that's great. That's great. So here now, so you was part of the crew who played Shaft with Rise Against?
Sorry, Light Against.
Yeah, with Rise Against. You was part of the Shaft crew.
The Shaft crew. No, I came the year after that. When Bishop and Shaft came, I came the year after that when they played for Shaft with Isaac Haynes.
All right. Let's check in because when I watched the album and thinking really the baby face there on that picture, right? The ones that are
is that the one with the orange cover and everybody with the afro? Yeah. Well, like I said, my name was the baby of the band, right? All them guys you see that they was like my big brother. Everybody look out for me, you know.
Right, and everybody's still together.
And everybody's still together to this day. We look out for each other, we hail up each other every now and then, we'll see, and there's always a love.
Nice. All right, so let's go to the school system, right? So you went to school system down on the Jane and Film side?
No, I didn't grow up on the Jane and Film side. My school area was in downtown Toronto. And when, like I said, when the Jane and Film side came down to Afropan, whatever it is, again, we kind of got together, whatever it is, and formed the thing out of the Jane and Finch area. Downtown wasn't much of a problem with it, but Jane and Finch was the area that we felt that was needed to start as something that we wanted to start. So again, I came from in downtown Toronto. I went to school downtown.
All right, seeing. Damn. So let me get down now. So in the travels with Pan Fantasy, you all went New York a couple of times?
Yeah. I mean, back in what year, boy? Back in 1988, 89, 90, and 91. We took the band down to New York during the time down there. And as recent, there was a kind of a 20-year hiatus from going to New York, and we went back to New York back again in 2013, 14, and 16, I believe.
All right. So seeing as you're the organizer and thing in the background, how it is to organize a band to get down to New York City from and the logistics, the stands, the instruments, the people, accommodation.
Right, it's fun, right? It's a lot of planning, and it's a lot of headache. Trying to get crews and to get the band, organizing the transport, the papers to get the stuff across the border. Contacting all the different people in New York for space to practice and all those different types. Getting down there, getting the band set up for when the players come in, whatever it is, to make it make it look like a panyard, right?
Okay, so but the accommodation for this is a good sized band. How many numbers you all go down here with?
Between 60 and 80, between 60 to 80 players.
All right, and how has been the reception in New York for Fantasy?
I think we've had generally a pretty good reception with the people in New York. They know of us, and I think we've got a pretty good reception from them. I got to thank them for that. We've always gotten a good reception from the people of New York, and they've been very, very kind to us.
Oh, okay. All right, and placement, you all in the competition, you all ever placed, you all won what? They say, well, this band from Toronto, put them 8. They said you stay be, or you all got fair judgment down there. You all feel you all.
Well, I mean, you know what to say, right? The judges' result is always final, right? You take what it is, and you lick your rooms, and you go back and try to come back harder next year.
Take your pants off. Yeah, come back next year. Right. But you as a personal player, are you into the soloist?
Me, no. I was never much into soloist. I was more like more of a player. People come to the band as a section leader for the second section, whatever it is. Making sure people learn and get the notes and stuff like that. But I was never into the soloist thing.
So how efficient you are in getting the notes and distributing the notes?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, again, in the earlier times, great. No problem. As we get older, the memory will slip a little bit every now and then. Yeah, you know how that is. And somebody, the younger players in the group, they say, yeah, you know what? Nah, it's not that. It's this. All right, no problem. You take it. You're never too old to learn.
Never too old to learn, and
never too old to learn.
It's nice that the work that you put in previously, they all realize that, hey, I had to step up too, so that's good for that. They are stepping up and seeing that they can still show you a thing or two.
Definitely, yeah.
That is good. So Tell me some of your good experience now, man. You're traveling. What do you plan take you? What do you plan do with you? Right? It's from say 1975. What do you plan do? I started playing 75 too, so I had to come good. I started playing in Vedas in 1975. First Panorama. So come good. Let me hear you.
Well, I mean, from 1975. I mean, back in them days in Africa, we traveled a lot, especially with that album that we did. We traveled extensively throughout Canada. We traveled to in the States, you know. With Fantasy, we've traveled again to Trinidad in the ICP. We traveled to the States also, you know, and all different parts of Canada, you know.
All right, so you meet people. What? You had new relationships. Too fun. You was fortunate to go here and meet this one that helped you to do something. Any development, any attachments.
Yeah, like I mean, with anyway you go, you always meet people, and you know you exchange ideas and you exchange stuff like that. There's some of them. Sometimes some of those people they come into Toronto. You give them the address and they come there. So when you go to certain other places, you meet them also, and you exchange ideas and you join and you help them. They come to Toronto, they help us, you know.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So, and as the band continues to grow and develop, right? That's Fantasy, 86, the present, right? What is your big achievement, or what it is you all see bear fruits from planting a little youth come in the band and you plant the seed and the seed grow and develop? You know, you all have experiences.
Yeah, well, I mean, Fantasy has always been a homegrown band, right? We have a lot of youth that came out to the band and they went on to become other different things. I mean, the current arranger of the band, you had him on here a few weeks ago. Again, when he came to the band, he was basically like a 16-year-old, whatever it is. You know, he came up through the band through a lot of different arrangers that we had with him, and he's currently the musical director for the band. And you know, he's taken us to a lot of higher times to the band. They say to the 8-time champion in Toronto, as we like to call it right now. You know, we have a lot of people who actually they came through the band. They went on to different music programs. Some people went on into college. You know, they've become like accountants. Some of them become artists. Some of them in theater. You know, different type of things. You know, so but again, I would like to think that coming to us during the summertime and spending the time with us, whatever it's kind of grounded them to prepare them for that part of the journey as they become older. You know, and some I mean, as you know, some people they leave the band. They come to the band. They play for a while. And sometimes you lose interest for a while, but eventually they gravitate back as they get older and they come back and they lend their experience to the younger people in the band. You know what I mean? To help them get onto, you know, to move on. So the cycle continues.
All right. That's lovely. That's lovely. And where's your best Panama song you play? Adventurer. We're going to Adventure now, yeah. Where you had fun playing and you enjoy learning from scratch.
Well, yeah, you know what? Right with Pan Fantasy, I got to say, the best one of the Panama song that we had so far was Fantastic Friday, 2013.
I hope in the household that's agreeable. Eh? All right.
In the household, well, everybody had their own opinion, you know. Right? Everybody that's what make the world go wrong. Everybody can have the same opinion.
Oh my God! So we know we're coming to Panya. It was a summer thing, and you end up staying and thing. But when did they get that sweetness? When did they feel that? But I love this thing.
From day one. That you were talking about back in 1976 when I was in Afropan. I played a guitar pan. And a guy who was teaching me the guitar pan is a guy called Roy Carte. Yeah, I got to you know him too. He's still in Afropan to this day. He's one of the older heads in Afropan right now. You know,
right?
And right from then, like I said, my partner brought me. He was there for the one summer and he left, never came back. Right? And I stayed and I became a stage side member right after that summer. I became a stage side member of Afropan.
What? Imagine that. All right, we're moving along. So, do you think you could have been any better as a musician or contributed to the art form?
Definitely. But like I said, over the years, like again, pan is something that you have to put a lot of time into, whatever it is, right? I chose to get into the job that I'm doing right now, because to my career, whatever it is, right? So I put that time into there. Had I turned and went to the other and put more into pan, possibly I could have been some, more soloist, I just say, an arranger, whatever. But again, people make choices and they decide what direction they want to go, right? That's the direction I chose. Pan was a part-time thing for me,
Okay. But as the manager or the administrative person responsible, what about sponsorship and things? Let me talk about that part of the aspect, because I've never heard a sponsor name in front of Pan Fantasy's name, or never hear Pan Fantasy sponsored by, How come you all make?
Well, a couple times, I mean, over the years went by, we had a CIBC sponsorship for a few years.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever seen that. Whatever there was sponsors for the summertime, whatever it is. But in Canada, it's a tough place to get a sponsorship for a band. Like where in Trinidad you would see like a BP Renegades or Hardcore Phase 2 and stuff like that, right? Companies in Toronto, it's very, very tough for bands to get some full sponsorship. So for where we are, from 30-something years where we are right now, it's pretty much from what we do and what we put out on our own to get to where we are today. It's through the hard work of everybody, each person that came through this band, they put in the hard work to get us to where we are today. So
what do you always do? Fundraising, barbecues, parties, fests?
You name it. Gigs, barbecues, bingos, raffles, you name it. Like, again, I mean, if you want to fundraise, and you have there's a lot of ideas that you could put together to get fundraising done, right? Sometimes you have to improvise, and do things differently. You know what I mean? So whatever we need to do, that Toonie Drive, whatever it is that we need to look back up in 2013 when we went to New York, whatever it is, we started a Toonie Drive. A Toonie Drive was is a little book, right? You have 50 holes, right? And each hole could fit a toonie. A toonie in Canada is like a $2 coin.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was given a book. Go to your friends and family and get that book filled up. When that book come back, it's $200 in that book.
Right.
You know what I mean? So sometimes you had a lot of different ideas and stuff like that to come up with fundraising. When you can't get the sponsorship, you look for different things.
And everybody gets involved. The whole band gets involved.
Everybody gets involved. Like I said, everybody have a role to play. And once everybody know and understand what role that they have to play, whatever it is, things mesh and come together.
Well, I'd give props to the leadership there then, because you all spread it out nice for a good understanding for it to happen. So the leadership has to understand what their role is in the band. That's good.
Right.
That's good. All right, more on you on Fantasy. So you all have ever done recordings or anything so?
Who was that? You cut no different.
You all ever Fantasy has done any recordings? Have any recordings that people can log on and get information and hear some music and things?
Nothing. We never have ever done a professional recording. There's some live recordings that we done, but it's nothing professional where we actually went in the studio now.
All right. So that is not your portfolio. And who portfolio that is to put that together? That is you?
Nah, that's not my portfolio. That's not my portfolio.
All right. Yeah, man, because long time steel bands used to do albums, do a recording. I can't tell you when last I hear any fresh recording from any steel band, even Trinidad, And I think that's a highlight should get back into the association of recording, Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. But I mean, if you look at even R&B artists and stuff, you don't see albums and stuff. That most people they're releasing stuff is online. Everything is online right now. So the whole way of producing has changed, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but at least it's supposed to have some production going on for steel.
True.
Want some kind of music because it's just whoever put up whatever up online, and I think that's depreciating because even as you compare to the artists, right? The artists don't put up any isms and schism thing up online. They do something efficient and make sure it get proper marketed.
Yeah, sure. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, so So that is one aspect. Maybe after COVID, bands can look together, even to collaborate, to cut costs. Well, you do 4 songs, I do 4 songs. You do 2 and I pay for 2, wherever it is. You know, to get the thing happening again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So we're looking at that in the future.
Well, I mean, well, again, I think this whole COVID thing, it gives everybody a chance to pause and reset, re-examine things, and look and see how we can probably better things and do things differently and stuff like that. I really, really think, I think this is it's a blessing in this guy. Some people are looking at it, boy, you know, this is an interruption, but you have to look and think everything's done for a reason. The Almighty, you know, he does things for a reason. You know what I mean? And I think we have to look and find what's good in all this that's happened to us. You know.
And within that, the Almighty and thing do anything, right? It a man being mischievous in the mix. Right? And I show you how that in the steel band work. Right? You must have somebody in the band, regardless to the contribution, they mischievous. You just run into those characters.
You cut out there for a second.
All right, I'm asking if you all run into characters in the band. They are contributors. They contribute, but they're just serious. They're just mischievous. You have those characters, those individuals. They come practice. You see them 1 night, 2 night, the 3rd night when they're ready getting down to work. They're not there. They come the next day with some lame excuse.
Yeah. I mean, everything and anything you do, whether it's band, whether it's a workplace, whatever it is, everybody have that. You just have to learn to manage those things, right? You manage those things, whatever it is, they don't become a problem. Yeah, you have to. The thing about it, you have to grab it from early and see it from early. When you let it go on, it becomes a problem, right? You know, so I mean, so you have to see those things from early and address it from early, so they don't become bigger problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear. Man, it's so interested that players only. You are a player, but we're getting into administrative runners of steel band and so forth and so fifth, right? And it's quite interesting because I had a stint in the administration of Phase 2. Right? I ended up with an ulcer.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see. I can see it. It is. You have to have a certain stomach to deal with certain things. If you don't have it, you know what I mean. You could end up with ulcer. You could end with those type of things, but you can't let it get to you. You know what I mean? But again, if you're doing something that you love, you understand? And you're doing it for the love of it.
And it's amazing. The returns is no value. It has no value. It gets nothing.
The returns are minimal. Right? And you and I, we all, as all band players, whatever it is, you know, we all do this pretty much for the love of it, right? Actually, I mean, me and my family, we were talking about again this year. This is the first year in 44 years that I'm not really playing band during the summertime. You know, getting ready for a competition in the summertime. You know. See, we're sitting down. Just last night, we were just sitting down and we were talking about the whole situation. You know, after 44 years, preparing every year on the road to getting ready for band, we were saying, you know what we will be doing tonight? Tonight we were saying, boy, you know what? We still got to get put 2 minutes on the music still in the way. You know, this one ain't coming to practice. This and such and such. You know what I mean? And the relaxed state that we were in. It's nice. It was nice. It's nice. But yet still on the other hand, you miss it. You know, you miss all the bacchanal that would go on, especially in this week getting ready for the competition that would have been this Friday. You know.
Boy, look at that. Imagine that adrenaline rush just come to be adrenaline. Oops, trickle, right? And it's so much things I see in that season. Earl Junior. Because you know he is entertainment too, right?
Right.
Perform business to do, he slip and he burst his eye or something, like get stitches above his eye or something. You know, right? So these are things is like what going on now, boy. You know, it's like.
Yeah, well, again, like I kind of look at he's similar to me, doing a lot of stuff in the background in Afropan. You know, we do like in the summertime we talk sometime and we exchange notes as you know, boy, what are you doing? And when we talking, it's like a mirror image talking. It's the same thing. Yeah, well, all your two way, you know.
My. You know, steel band.
Yeah, steel band.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're here with players only. We have Mr. Edwin John, right? Player, managing director, administration of Fan Fantasy, the 8-time champion band. We're doing this interview here in honoring the Panel Life competition that would have been this weekend, this Friday, at Lamport Stadium. You know, so you went and check your panyard. You went and check your racks. Your racks might be missing people, but your racks might be missing a little paintbrush.
It's funny you say that. I just come from there. I just come from the panel.
Wow.
But I mean, but again, like I mean, we're not gonna let the week go by without actually doing something to show that Pan is alive in Toronto still. You know, this Friday we actually have a little function going on. Of course, socially distanced and making sure everybody is safe and thing. Where we will be showing like videos and stuff like that, and have some food and for people just to bring them to saying that this would have been competition night, and we all come together and and have a little shindig in the yard,
That's nice. That's nice. If you don't have your mask, no entry. No mask, no
definitely.
entry.
Definitely. All we want is good vibes. All we spreading is good vibes.
Nice. That's good. That's good. Is this open to the public or this is just only for players?
It's open to the public. Again, with the some of the restrictions that you face, you could only allow a certain amount of people. Yes. In the panel, but as you know, with our panel, it's a pretty big space that we have, so we can accommodate quite a few people. Of course, they're socially distanced,
Well, the last time I came down there, it was like Air Force Field or some kind of big ground somewhere down there still.
Yeah. It's in the back, the same place.
Same place? Yeah, man. You all have acres down there, man. Spread out. You all have acres. That's nice. All right, we're still in the band. We're still the people we here with Edwin John, Fan Fantasy. And the inside started off spending time at Highlanders there on Erica Street on the old St. Joseph Road, right? So you see the amplified pan, you see all kind of different things.
Definitely, yes.
Right, push rack, all kind of things.
Yeah, I watched the birth of the amplified pan.
That people, many of us can say that. Right, not many of us can say that. Seeing the birth of the amplified pan, all right, and then he moved to Toronto. He had some experience with TASB. All right, and he developed the experience and he moved on to Fantasy. All right, what about that shirt you have on there?
The shirt? It's red.
It's red? What's on it?
This, yeah? It says S2N.
S2N?
Yeah.
So I was told to ask about it. What about that shirt?
Who the little ask that? S2N in every band, each section has a little name that they call this up, This is like the second section of the band. We call this seconds to none.
Okay, second to none. So we call the bass.
Well, I don't know what the bass call itself, but in the second section, that's what we call ourselves.
You know what the bass has called itself? All right.
Yeah, with the bass, you probably have to ask Miss Jones that.
Okay. All right. So, how many players it has in Fantasy stateside present?
Approximately about maybe 20 players in stateside, between 20 and 25.
All right, and most of these 25 players, with the exception of Spy, all right.
The spy.
Yeah, has been there from youth. All of them grew up to. Everybody grew up to.
Everybody grew up in the band. Like all of us, we have kids. The kids grow up in the band. People who they brought their kids. Some of the kids. They brought their friends. Some of them is kids from the area.
But the understand.
So like I said, it's all homegrown.
Yeah, but and why I ask that because when you watch a Pan Fantasy video, you see everybody enjoying everybody now.
Definitely. It's a
Right?
family. It's a family. You come and you've seen that. It's always a family atmosphere. A family atmosphere. We pray together, we eat together, you know.
Yeah, the one thing I can say about fantasy though, right? The two management, Wendy and yourself. I never play with two of you, but I play with other members from fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
like the Ninja, right?
Mm-hmm.
G,
Jason,
right?
right? Yeah.
Um,
Sheldon, Al,
yeah. What's his name? Well, of course, Lionel Lewis, right?
right?
I got you on the stage to play with. I got to play with him. We all had some players that back in the day I played among with, So I still seen them. They're still doing good. I think the drummer, what's his name? Sheldon?
Showin.
Showing.
Yes.
Showing. He's a
He came when he was like 13 years old, you know,
yeah, he's a guy at fantasy. He learned drumming in fantasy.
in fantasy, yes.
Yeah, he learned people when they hear about a steel band drummer. Sherwin is a steel band drummer.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely. You know that.
Yes. He developed Friday.
Right
As a
there, right there. Homegrown.
homegrown, but I could vouch for that people, right? That he's a full-bred fantasy player. Who else in the band is doing nice things? Because you all have like Joy Labs didn't pass.
Yeah, the Joy Lab, she had a little stint with us too, and she's off doing the different projects and stuff like that she's doing right now. Like I said, Al has his own thing that he does also. You know, a lot of people again, they're doing a lot of different projects. Some project, like I said, is not in pan. Some project is in their own professional developments and stuff like that they're doing, not related to pan. You know.
Wow, that's good. That's good. All right, we're moving
Right.
on.
We have a couple little one where he's doing some producing right now, producing beats and stuff like that. You know, in studios. You know.
Hey, I see plenty young panics, right, gravitating to the technology system,
Yeah, definitely.
right? Especially with beats thing, with this beats and rhythm and thing, I don't know if it's because of the rhythmic values the band brings, but I find plenty of the youths doing a lot of these things now.
Well, I mean, the good thing about some of them, they're trying to incorporate it into the band thing, you know, because that's where they came from. You know what I mean? And so they're trying to fuse the two of them together, and and some of them, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. I'm very proud of them. We're very proud of each and every one of them.
Nice. And before we go on and think any further, because we were wrapping up in a bit, but time does fly by. What advice you have for young people who are aspiring to not just be a soloist in the band, but to take up leadership? How valuable leadership is in the band?
Leadership is very, very valuable. You have to first to begin. You have to find something that you're passionate about, right? If you're not passionate about it, you're wasting your time. It's anything that you're doing in life. You have to be passionate about it and have something right here. It comes from right here, and you got to love what you're doing. Once you have that, that's a start into becoming that good leader and put in the effort and the time. You have to put the effort and the time. Nothing is achieved without putting the effort and time into it. Once you put that time into it, everything is secondary.
So true. You hear that, youth? You hear that, young ones? All right? It's not just watching a video and say, I want to be like. You have to get yourself involved and apply. Application is not filling out a form and going for a job in this thing. No. It's what you put in it.
Right. And something that you love. You find something that you love, and you enjoy it. If you love and you enjoy it, whatever it is, you enjoy what you're doing. Everything else comes easy.
Well, I'm faced with that at this point because Carte, all right?
Mm-hmm.
When it hit me, you understand? I felt no pain. All right. I just went with it and I stick with it.
Right.
I spent it just recently. All right. But how you doing that? This is how I feel. This is my passion. This is how I think that during this period I could contribute to the upliftment and to myself and all, or doing something valuable, right? So hence Pan a la Carte, and we have only because it is passionate to me that people talk about Pan, and mine is 4+ decades down in Trinidad.
Right.
I mean, when I hear some people talk, I wonder, how the hell you could say that? You don't know what you said, right? Why? You was outside lineman. You wasn't involved mixing the concrete and passing the block and the thing. You were driving the truck. What delivered the sand, right? You can't say that. You know, so it's better we have voice like yourself. People with voice can come and say, well, no, this is how I experience X, Y, and Z to get so on. So to give a like a cohesive understanding that is not what you all feel, that they come to get a free T-shirt. You know, it's hard to. It's not like back in the day when T-shirts could have been given out, and a man passing a stencil and with a brush and doing so.
Yeah, true.
You know, so you can't look for that. So I asked a man, I said, where's your contribution in the steel, in the band, the steel band you're talking about? Where does do it? It does grease the wheel, it does sweep the yard, just paint the rack. Where does do? Right, as a supporter? Huh? I don't understand. What do you think about characters like that? Where's your contribution? But you want
I mean, characters that they're always going to be there, right? Whether, to me, you love those people again, whether they contribute or not. The fact that they're there, which means they love the band and they want to be there, right? Be there in spirit, or they love what they're seeing or whatever it is. Again, to me, you don't always have to contribute physically or like financially, whatever it is. Sometimes just being there is enough.
They just talk loud and get abusive and thing, boy.
Again, like I said, you go back to control, right? You have to stop that from the beginning. You know what I mean? When you see that when that person came, although they want to be there with it, they have to know that there's a certain protocol that has to be followed when you're here. And if you cannot follow that protocol, then you can't be here. You know what I mean? So in order to, you have to control that right from the start, right? When you let that go on, right? It's going to be hard to control later on, whatever it is. But when you put that right from the start and they say, well, this person said, well, shit, you know what? This is what I need to be here with it. Things fall in line, right? It's nipping it in the bud, as you would call it.
Right, nipping it in the bud. Because some of these characters be like, I'm like, why you behaving so? Like it is just go through. I don't know if it's the energy within the band that strip them, but there's always create a whole scene.
Yeah.
And
those same characters too. Sometimes they just feel like an ownership of the band too, because either they're from the area or they felt that they saw the birth of the band, whatever it is, and they feel like kind of ownership to the band. You know what I mean? Right? Am I true? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. You're correct. You're correct. They don't play no pan. They don't think.
They don't play no pan, but they feel the same ownership as every player in that band. You know.
They just know the pan.
Right?
Tune.
Those are the professional fans.
Yeah, they just know when you making mistake.
Definitely. Definitely.
You know, it's amazing. You know, right? All kind of characters, right? But in Toronto, there, my experience in Toronto, I like the development. From the first been in Toronto back in the 90s, I've seen development in the art form there. But I cannot understand why it hasn't raised or elevated to be a prominent fixture, a good panorama finals. Is it because of location, venue? What
well, the location is one thing, funding is another, right? To get it off of it, funding is another. Yeah, I mean, you know the Toronto Fancy. You and I, we've been up here. We talked about this also when you were up here, whatever it is, right? The venue is a big problem, whatever it is. Getting the bands ready, you know, it's places to practice and stuff like that. That's always been a problem. I mean, it's in Trinidad and New York, you probably a lot of bands is the same thing. You know, we are blessed and fortunate that we have a place 24/7 a year round that we have to practice whatever it is. But in order to keep that where people don't know what we go through to keep that and to keep that going. You know what I mean? But that's one of the hurdles that we have to face, whatever it is, right? That's one of the reasons why I joined OSA, so we can probably try to help to get bands help that they need, whatever it is, and look for ways so we can elevate that pan alive, as you call it, to this the standard.
So is any way possible for the venue that is there, all right, but we don't know how it's going to be next or years to come, they might change their mind, wherever. But if the strip, because I feel sorry for the young players who has to wait that length of time before they perform now. And to just put on your tune just so what? Right? I find that
and you don't have like a track where you could be running the song outside and thing, right?
Warm up, because you need to.
Yeah.
If I go to a show, I have to warm up. Guitarist, anybody saxophone, you must warm up.
True,
right?
true.
Right, and I think that's lacking from the Pan Alive. I like the name Pan Alive, right? But I just find the bands should be featured more stage and think if we could get one of them street lock off with the bands could rehearse in them street and filter in the bands 2 at a time or something.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to agree on you about. But one of the problems here in Toronto, whatever it is getting permits to lock off streets and stuff like that, right? It's very, very tough, especially when you see it come to nighttime and stuff like that, and people gathering and stuff like that. It's very, very tough to get permits to do that. So most likely that's why you have to get into a place that's enclosed, and just a parking lot, and you get in there and you have up until a certain time to practice, and then you have to wait to actually put on your song. There's no time to, as you say, to warm up and run it 2, 3, 4 times.
I think some people have to get together and sell that part of the pan life, how important that aspect is, not just the gate receipts.
Definitely, yeah. I can agree with that. I agree with that.
All right, because it kind of has a nice little thing, man. Toronto has a nice thing. It has a nice thing. It's just, and it has been so long. It has been fighting to get that right, and back in Monarch Park, and it's like it is. And then before that, it was the judging Caribana Day,
Yeah. And then we had the Ontario Place.
Yeah. So I would like to see that really get settled, so everybody can get to Panorama vibe. To cross the stage, in New York, it didn't really have it didn't have a big car park down the night in the museum. But it's just a
but again, it's very similar to the style in Trinidad where you can warm up, before you come in and go on. You can warm up 3, 4, 5 times, before you get on stage, and 5, 10 minutes before you go on stage, you can be warming up, Yeah, correct. But I mean, but we'll get there.
Right. So and the Pan Association, they have a committee, right? Don't they have a committee like OSA?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Who's OSA? Ontario
State Band Association.
That's the association.
Yeah.
All right. So it needs some reshuffling and thing will be all right, man. All right. But because it affects the prize money. Right? When it's not properly, it affects the prize money because bands cannot be numerated in no form for the effort.
Just for bragging rights, yeah. Well, I mean, that's one of the things we've done in the past 2, 3 years with OSA. We've actually introduced the concept of prize money to the band. Again, maybe not a big amount, whatever it is, but again, it's small and it's a start. It's a start. Hopefully, in future, you could that could be increased.
And for the reputation of steel band in Toronto, what do you think? Pan already start this carnival thing.
Definitely.
Right.
And Pan need to get that respect,
Yes. Right. And everybody who partake in the Caribana does make our money from selling the mass and thing and coming and still getting assistance. So I don't feel that playing field balance. I don't think there's a balance playing field. I get assistance and I'm making so much money from selling a costume, right? It's prominence. I Caribana. How you use Caribana? Right?
Yeah, but that's one of the issues that we've raised with them over the years, right? With the distribution of the seed fund that normally comes up, whatever it is, right? again, but you said we got to just continue and fighting for what's the best for Pan, and make sure Pan get the well deserved what they deserve.
I hope it have Pan people will listen to this program, especially in Kenya, because the Pan people has to come together as one.
That's one thing we have to come together as one, and we have to present a united front, right?
Yes.
So when one band says something, everybody saying the same time, we speak in one voice, right?
Yes.
Only then that people will know that we are a force to be reckoned with when we speak with one voice, not when one band say we're doing this and another one doing that because they got something extra, whatever. You know what I mean? Once we speak in one voice, and when we go and we say this is what it's about, where it is, and they try to go to divide and conquer and stuff like that, and they say no, and they say that can't be done, then they know, right? They have to deal with we.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's what we want in Toronto. People, you are here with Edwin John on Players Only, managing director and administrative leader with Fantasy. People, he has real experience in organizing and running a band, structured. I advise other steel bands to give him a call, seek his counseling. I get some advice. All right, that's a bands supposed to work with one another, you understand? Because we have the same challenges, and for some reason I don't be fighting you a war. Yes, so I want you all to come together, seek his advice. Let all the managing direct leaders of bands come together and talk, have a forum, have a convention, right? Let me throw out the ideas and see how we can make the wrongs right. What do you think about it?
We can all learn from each other. We can all learn from it. No one person have the right answer. No one person have the right answer. I mean, I've watched your program here over the past 2 or 3 months that you have it running with this, and you have a lot of different experiences that comes on, and you hear them speak about it, and when you hear them speak, you can tell yourself, I can relate to that. I can, because we're going through the same thing, and you hear how they solve it, whatever it is, and you can take that and apply it to some of the problems that you have, because you may not have seen that as an answer to the problem that you have. So thanks to you for having this program, wherever it is. It's a forum where we can learn from each other,
Give thanks. Thank you, Edwin. Thank you. So people, I hear that we must come together, right? It's not no one-man thing, because it's so many people can take the claim for creating the pan or making the pan, right? Because plenty of people has done it, right? The reason why the pan is all about the globe, and then it didn't just happen last 2 decades. It have citizens left countries all in the 60s and had no other funds to make our money, and they had this opportunity to play a little pan back home. They start to get a pan up the road, they start to play, and 1 pan it turn into 2 pan, 3 pan.
Exactly, 3 pan, 4 pan. Next thing you have an orchestra.
I want you to pay close attention to what Edwin is saying, and when he's talking, you realize that it didn't happen overnight. And we're not going to be perfect. We're not going to be perfect because the instrument was an accident, right?
As in life, everything takes time. You know what they say, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Rome was not built in a day. So everything takes time, perseverance, effort. You know what I mean? And again, most of all is the love for what you're doing.
Correct. It's the love for what you're doing. Because if you don't have the love, they go walk away from the marriage.
Exactly.
You understand? You have to keep the love, keep it alive, and be true. If you're true to the instrument, right? Be honest with, success would come towards you in abundance.
Definitely, right? Definitely. And again, help your fellow band. Help your fellow band. One band might be struggling, whatever it is. Whatever you can do to help that band in whatever small way possible, that's what you have to do. You help your brother up. You take his hand and you bring him up with you. So when you move forward together.
Yeah, man. So team up is the name of the word. Team
Definitely.
up.
Yeah.
Right, because we are against everything else. Right? We are the only musical invention in our hand in the 20th and 21st century, and nobody has come up with nothing. That's come up with copy things, right? But we jam it still.
So we jam it still, yes.
Right, before we go, this program, we opening up for everybody to come on and think. What the number one pan program you have been involved in?
Well, I have to say, boy, Pan a la carte players only. Right?
Nice.
Hosted by Mr. Noel La Pierre, the one and only.
It's people, you always tell yourself that, you know, pan fantasy and Afro-pan, boy, they're not the good at one, they're any Panama thing.
No, love. It's love between those two bands, right?
Yeah.
There would be no fantasy without Afro-pan. There would be no fantasy without Afro-pan, right? Right?
Yes.
We gain our experience from the mother, and then we went on our own.
Right. And would you believe my first cousin, married a spy cousin or sister or something? I think some kind of,
When you find that out?
Right before they come down for the international Panama.
Yeah.
Right? He was down here. He was down my face, just me Lyman and thing. Yeah. But you know Tony Carte? Say, yeah, like my cousin, my first cousin. Well, the wife is my is with his sister, niece, something. Yeah, so you see, regardless of what, I have a connection with fantasy through other side, right, which is very good. So I had to defend.
The La Pierres always have a connection with fantasy.
I defend Afro-pan when I go in the house. Yes, so all the time, saying nothing about fantasy, you know.
Yeah.
Man, long time since they're teenagers or early 20s, married to the man. I say nothing about you have a family spy in Toronto playing pan, nothing.
Now you see how things happen? Yeah.
Yes. You know, so I want to say, Edwin, I want to say thanks. I want to say thanks tremendously because you love from your home, your family, our family, La Pierre's family. It goes many years. Many things has happened, many experiences.
Definitely.
All right?
Yes.
Love and that vibe. Thanks for the support. Thanks.
No problem, brother. You know? Anytime.
Anytime?
Yeah.
Once we get rid of this COVID thing now, but let me tell people be safe and stay home and wear masks and thing now, man.
Yeah. Take time, and it'll be over, and everything will be back to whatever the new normal is.
All right. So give the people, let me hear your contact information and thing before we close off.
What, for the band?
Well, use management of the band, yeah. The band.
Well, again, if you want to reach us, you can check out our website, www.panfantasysteelband.com, right? Or send us an email or info@panfantasysteelband.com. The number is is online there. Once you go to the website and you want to contact any one of us, you can find it. Just go to Pan Fantasy. All the information about us that you can find.
All right, people, you hear that? panfantasy.com.
Panfantasysteelband.com.
Panfantasysteelband.com.
Yeah.
Caps? Anything? No caps?
No.
No
Lowercase.
Right. So panfantasysteelband.com. You can go online there and find all the information. Any advice you want to run between Edwin, you could send a message, right? Let me keep the communication going.
Good, definitely. That's me. Can all wherever you are in the world, we can all help each other.
Yes. All right. I want to welcome and thank him in a big way for making his presence felt. All right. And I say, God blessings to you and your family. God blessings to your band. Continue working. Only enjoy. When you having this video live?
Friday night.
Friday night.
This Friday night. This kind of to commemorate Pan Alive night. You know, nothing happening at Lamport. We having it in the Panyard, and it's open to all the bands. All the bands in the area. People come. Like I said, limited space because of the COVID thing. You know, it's the social distance and all that. You know.
All right. So people, you can go to the Panyard. All right. And bust a good live. I think the Pan Alive video is going to be running from what earliest program on Tunesville also. So
definitely,
yes.
You
can pick from down at the Panyard there also. You're going to have a broadcast there. All right. And go out and have a good time. Be safe, wear your mask, walk with your sanitizers. All right.
Definitely. Yes. Yes. And be safe. Be safe, everybody.
All right. Yes. Until I could see you guys, and then we could give each other a good bongs and ting. I want to
Yes.
say one very much. Final Carte here, doing it nice. Don't forget. All right, Thursday, we back on the program from 12 to 1 with live entertainment. Friday's Tunesville, all right, where Earl is going to feature the Pana Life soloists, representing Pana Life from different bands. I think there's 10 or 12 soloists, so that should be interesting. All right, you all have fantasy, the line going on, you can check them out. All right, Edwin, God bless.
Yep.
All right, thanks
Yep.
so much.
Thanks, brother. All right.
Peace and bless.
Take care.